last week at Southwick. The first moto was the fourth so far, where Jett and Hunter Lawrence, in one way or another, went 1-2. And at the midway point of the day, Jett had taken over second place in the points from Chase Sexton, and was just 5 back from Big Brother. It was Jett's 4th straight moto win after bouncing back from the Hangtown crash. Sexton was quite a ways back in 3rd, and 4th, Jason Anderson, was a full minute adrift of the brothers. The Lawrence train just keeps rolling. But not in the second moto, where, after both brothers slowed noticeably, Chase went 8 seconds a lap faster, and more important, managed not to crash again, to take his 3rd moto win of the season. Hunter retains the points lead, but after leading the majority of the second moto, succumbed to the charge of his little brother. He subsequently yielded the lead to Chase, who didn't tuck the front end, but did win his first moto since the Hangtown sweep, and only his 3rd since winning the Ironman overall with a 2-1 in 2022. His first, quote-unquote, straight-up win over an arguably healthy Jett. Chase was something like 7 seconds back when Jett passed Hunter for the lead, but closed the gap on both rapidly to take the second moto. Hunter still has the red plate. Jett and Chase are just 3 adrift of the championship lead. Sexton, who seemingly dealt himself out of serious consideration for this title 2 weeks previous at High Point, has redeemed the possibility of his bid for the title. As good as the Supercross season was, this outdoor campaign might be even better. Redbud Track and Trail in Buchanan, Michigan is the largest race of the year. Falls on the 4th of July celebration weekend, drawing some of the most enthusiastic fans of the series. Jean-micheal, originally from Pennsylvania, had visited Buchanan on a snowmobiling trip. He saw the potential for a great motocross track, and within a few years, he and his partners bought land on the west side of North Redbud Trail and began to build his track. Within a few years, the original partners moved on, and Gene and his wife Nancy relocated to Michigan to become full-time motocross promoters. The Redbud began hosting races in 1973. Its first AMA Motocross National followed in 1974. The facility also hosted Trans-AMA races each fall, often featuring battles between the world's best rider at the time, Roger DeCoster, and America's best, Bob Hanna. Located in the beautiful rolling hills of southwestern Michigan, a state with an affinity for off-road recreational vehicle use, Redbud has bragging rights to claim the largest attendance of any U.S. motocross race, year after year. With just the right soil mix, a mix that has changed greatly, as Redbud was pretty much a hard-packed track for its first 25 years of existence, before massive changes made through truckloads of sand. It has plenty of room for passing, and the biggest jump on the circuit, the infamous Larocco's Leap, named after local legend Mike Larocco. Redbud is the top motocross destination in a region that loves its motorsports. In the fall of 1991, Team Kawasaki's Mike Larocco went to Tim Ritchie, son of legendary founder Gene, to build a practice track just across the state line at Larocco's home in Indiana. Together, Tim and Mike pieced together a practice track that included a massive 150-foot jump they would dub Kong. After watching Mike huck this mega leap several times, Tim decided he would build a similar jump on his dad's national track. In 1992, Tim brought his own version of calling to Redbud and enlisted Mike to work out the best angle and distance. At the National that summer, Mike debuted the jump by not just clearing the massive leap, but launching it on his factory Kawasaki KX125. In 1992, this was no small feat. And the spectacular jump quickly acquired a new name. Today, the leap remains the most famous jump in motocross, and even though the run, shape, and length has varied from year to year, its jaw-dropping appeal has remained a constant. The iconic jump's location was actually moved about 80 feet to the south in 2017, as Tim undertook renovations to the track for the next year's Motocross of Nations, allowing space for a large grandstand that now essentially sits on the site of the original leap. The first National at Redbud took place in 1974. Ken Zahart won the 250 class on a Bultaco, while local motocross star Hadley, Michigan's Mike Hartwig topped the 500 class on a Yamaha. In 1986, Ricky Johnson's first year with Honda, Johnson had what he describes as one of his best battles ever at Redbud.
At Buchanan, Michigan, the opening round of the 500 National Series, Johnson had a birthday. The question was, would old age affect Rick Johnson?
Yeah, age is definitely coming into play. I'm 22 years old now. I got to be mature and ride a little, I guess, act mature. It's going to be tough, but I don't feel any older, so we'll see how it goes in the 500s.
How it went in the first 500 race of the year was not how Johnson planned it. When the dust settled from the start of Moto number 1, it was Team Yamaha's Danny Storbeck from San Antonio, Texas with a hole shot, followed by Honda riders Johnny O'Mara and David Bailey. Behind them came Kawasaki's Ron Lechien and then Rick Johnson. A few laps later, O'Mara, number 3, had the lead with teammate David Bailey in tow. The two front runners pulled away and held on for first and second in the moto. Third place went to number 4, Team Kawasaki's Jeff Ward from Mission Viejo, California. Rick Johnson, number 5, suffered his worst finish of the 1986 season. The El Cajon native finished 4th. The second moto turned into a birthday party for Johnson with a surprise present from Honda teammates Bailey and O'Mara. Johnson blew out the candles by quickly moving to the number 1 position. Behind him, O'Mara in 3rd needed only to hold that position for the overall win. But in midair, O'Mara and second place Bailey collided and cut the cake. Bailey got the frosting by quickly getting up to get back in the race. With O'Mara out of contention, the overall win would now go to Bailey, if he could hold second. But no such luck. As Johnson took the checkered flag to the tune of Happy Birthday, Bailey was being passed by Ron Lechien. The overall win and the birthday present went to Johnson.
10 years later, in 1996, Redbud was the site of one of the many Jeremy McGrath, Jeff Emig duels that defined an era.
Jeremy's coming off a couple of hole shots at Southwick, but Emig has to be the hole shot king so far this series.
Both Emig and McGrath off to good starts. It looks like Emig will get the hole shot. Yes, he does. Oh, end over end. Greg Albertine, his bike ran over Phil Lawrence. You see Phil Lawrence down on the track right there. I believe it's someone on the inside that's down. Could be Doug Henry. Ryan Hughes is part of a 7-rider melee here. McGrath hounding Emig for the lead here in the early going of Moto number 1. And Jeremy McGrath gets by Jeff Emig fairly easy.
Well, he does that triple. When he came out of the corner, they came out with the same amount of speed, but Jeremy's jumping ability just a little bit better, got all the way over that triple clean.
Jeremy McGrath on his way to his 12th Moto victory. There has not been an event this year that he hasn't won at least one Moto in. And a tremendous number of sweeps, as you well know. The checkered flag for Jeremy McGrath. How many times have we said that this year? I never get tired of it, really. Jeremy McGrath, Jeff Emig, Brian Swink, a nice job of holding on to 3rd. Mike Morocco up to 4th. Oh, they proved how a well-conditioned body, how durable it can be. McGrath starting right next to Greg Albertine as the gate dropped. And Jeff Emig, another great start. His second pole shot, in fact. Jeremy's start, not all that great. Number 48 is Rich Taylor. Then it's Ward, Lewis, all in front of number 1.
Riding a little bit over your head, maybe, or at least a little bit desperate. Those are the kind of mistakes that you can make.
Lewis doubling, McGrath tripling, and still Lewis comes out in front.
Now Emig is going to get the pit board if he doesn't already know that Jeremy is coming, and that'll make him nervous.
Checking it out, Jeremy McGrath coming over the jump. Larry Ward behind him. It's apparent that Emig really only has about a 5-second lead.
And that's not enough. You need about a 20-second lead with 1 lap to go to really feel sure of anything when you got McGrath behind you. And, you know, Emig has ridden fantastic, but still, Jeremy's just too close. Time remaining.
On the inside, look at Greg Albertine. Bumping Swank. Swank comes right back, retaliates. They both go off the track. Of breaking McGrath's streak in St. Louis, it was a matter of just focusing ahead and not losing his concentration. Oh, something's happened to McGrath. McGrath is down. It might have gotten crossed up in the ruts. You can tell how popular Emig is here because the fans erupted.
Now the fans love it. Here comes Michael Rocco on the outside. Boy, he's got a wounded Jeremy McGrath right in front of him, and he might just go after him. It's so tough to recover as soon as you get up. Now he's got the Rocco breathing down his neck.
Mike LaRocco, this is his home track. He smells a second-place finish.
I'll talk about the fans getting excited for Emig. They're even more excited now with their hometown boy LaRocco moving around McGrath. McGrath going for it.
This will be a spirited duel. Oh, LaRocco with the speed on the corners. But what will happen during the jumps? That's the big question.
Usually coming into that corner right there, Jeremy's already made the pass. There it is, LaRocco's leap. He'd better leap. Jeremy over the top of his head.
LaRocco doubling. McGrath tripling. Jeremy's just fighting all he can. Making new lines, but LaRocco is holding on to second place.
And he drifted a little wide right there. Jeremy is just ready to take it away from him. If LaRocco makes any mistake, leaves the door even partially open, Jeremy's going to take it.
Just listen to the crowd. Oh, what a finishing lap this has been. Emig the checkered flag. Here's LaRocco. Then Jeremy McGrath, all within 2 seconds of one another. Jeff Emig winning his first moto, breaking the spring once again, and the rivalry lives on.
Emig's win was his first moto victory of the season, breaking in McGrath's stream of victories for the second time in 1996. It was a turning point for the season. Jeremy would soon injure himself, attempting to turn 2 jumps at Millville into an unlikely double. And Fro would close a 40-point deficit and eventually prevail for his first 250 championship later that year. As a footnote, despite being the local favorite and namesake of its signature jump, Mike LaRocco never won an overall at Red Bull. Another 10 years, and it was the era of rookie Carmichael dominance. Carmichael captured 7 consecutive winnings in the 450 class at Red Bull with 3 different brands of motorcycles: Kawasaki, Honda, and Suzuki.
I should have got that if my camera didn't get that.
In 2016, yet a decade more down the road, Jean-micheal passed away in February at age 79. Red Bud is currently run by 2 of Gene and Nancy's children, Amy and Tim Ritchie. Ken Roczen outraced Eli Tomac for the victory that year and left the facility with a 53-point lead, a full race ahead of the field, on his way to the 450 title.
Down by Justin Bogle, and then out of nowhere, watch Justin Barcia on the 51, almost gets the whole shot away from Bogle. Would not take long for Barcia to take the lead, but here comes Roczen around the outside.
Yeah, he wasted no time getting in the front. Roczen has just been flawless in the opening laps of motos. Takes the lead. Now it's for everyone else to try and catch him.
Barcia running his best race of the year by far. Spent a lot of this moto dicing with Eli Tomac for second. Finally, Tomac's going to find an opening around the outside.
Beautiful line selection, gets on the rear wheel, gets a power to the ground, puts him on the inside for the next turn. He'll take that spot from Barsha.
But then a little trouble for Tomac. He was about 15 seconds behind Roczen, so not really threatening him, but had a little more drama than he probably wanted even to bring it home. Stalls the bike.
Yeah, just a simple little mistake there. Too hard on the rear brake while the rear wheel was in the air. Tomac trying to kick it. Fortunately, gets it started, but not before Ken Roczen checked out, takes the win.
Tomac would to Lucas Oil race recap. Tomac had his opportunity going for the lead here with Justin Bogle.
Yeah, he gets the lead. Great drive out of that corner. Incredible drive, actually. Takes the lead, and we thought, okay, we're set up for a massive duel between the top two riders in our sport. Ken Roczen triples, takes the lead. And you heard Tomac say that may have been one of the key points to losing this race.
Yeah, once Roczen had it, we thought Tomac might be able to hang with him like he did last week, but no, sir, not this time. Roczen just unstoppable today, and he goes 1-1. Pretty much the same thing in both motos.
Last year was the 50th Red Bud National, which of course was swept by Jett Lawrence, who, like foreign phenom Roczen before him, left Michigan with over 50 points on his competition. '24 looks much different. One race ago, Jett cut his big brother's point lead by half, from 16 to 8, and now by more than half. So we've got 3 riders separated by 3 points, at the top of the chart. But wait, stop the presses, pause the upload, rewrite the third act. Now, the 3-way battle is down to 2. Here in the year of the thumb. Even as the original version of this video was uploading Wednesday afternoon, HRC Honda issued a press release that doesn't so much kneecap the series suspense, but rather turn it into Chase Sexton versus just the one Lawrence, and not both. Earlier this year, Jett earned his first 450 Supercross crown, which was the 7th professional AMA championship of his young career. Having scored 4 of 5 overall wins so far in his first 450 title defense, he exits the series, close second in the point standings to brother and teammate Hunter. It will be his first championship not successfully defended since the 2021 250 title. 7 titles straight, but not an 8th. Jett is having surgery today, the 4th of July, in the effort to be back for SMX. And the outdoor series that is so delivered so far is the worse for it. Get well soon, kid.